Today we're going to talk about battery wires. You see all these really thick, these are 4 gauge. And Dan replaced all the wires on the battery. In the Powerhouse video, we had a discussion about connecting 4 batteries together. I had them between the passenger and the driver's seat. And although there's a lot of controversy about removing the passenger seat, we went ahead and did that and moved the batteries there. The connections I had, I just bought at Napa. So we're going to replace all those because heavier wire equals better performance. Good morning. So today we're going to talk about battery wires, and I showed you the box and the wires that Dan replaced. And this video is really about what we did with the batteries and specifically the wiring. And I'm going to show you how he made his own how he made the wires. And the lugs and the welding and what goes in it. He made, I don't know how many he made. It's like he spent all day making them. I don't know what that thing is he was unscrewing. These 2 things, we bought those at Home Depot, and they're really cool. They're so much easier to work with than trying a solid connection. And you don't have a bunch of individual lugs stacked on top of each other. Now watch this. Tools do make a huge difference. I struggle forever trying to get those things off and stripped. Look how easily he did it.
Yeah, these could be shortened up quite a bit, but it's always nice to have some extra also. A little bit extra anyway.
So those were the easy ones. Now we get down to something take finesse.
Let me grab my pliers here. There's enough leverage with those pliers, you probably wouldn't have to solder them, but it doesn't hurt to solder them.
Sure, yeah.
Let me grab my torch.
Soldering is something I've always wanted to know, but I've never actually seen anybody do it. So he heated up the metal lug, and the heat of that melts the soldering wire.
They've dilly-dallied too long. You want the metal to be hot enough to melt the solder, not the torch. And when it starts bubbling out like that, it's plenty. Nope.
Wasn't made for that.
Wasn't made for that.
It just melts.
I think I got a piece of it.
Good try. He did go get the right thing, but I didn't film it. In addition to new connections and new wires, another project emerged. He upgraded the wires that connect to the refrigerator, the 12-volt wires. You can see the black and white that are twisted. Those are 12 gauge, I believe. And it's patched in directly to the battery rather than going through a cigarette lighter kind of plug. And the performance of the batteries was almost double. Even when I had the 4, just running the refrigerator, at the end of the day, I ended up not gaining any storage in the batteries. I was just using what the sun was generating. And that wouldn't, that's not going to last on a cloudy day. That's just a one-day thing. And that was just a refrigerator. Now we've added this fan to the same system. And I thought, I don't know if it's going to poop out in the middle of the day or whatever, middle of the night. But just changing the wires, I started getting a higher charge, and the battery started I don't know what you call it, filled up. It had like 13.0 at the end of the day, and then not much less. I don't use that much during the night because it's cooler. But I had not been achieving that. Same panels, 200 watts, and this is what Handy Bob says in his article, and I'll put the link down below. Is that many people add more panels, when really the issue is not the panel's generating the energy, but you're losing it on the way to the battery or from the battery out to your appliances. So this is where 4-gauge wire makes a big difference. And we just went out and bought jumper cables, and he cut those into 1,000,000 pieces and made these new connections. So I'm going to show you. Another new project was tying it all into the car battery so that when I'm driving, it's charging the batteries. So that's the subject of the next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below, leave me a comment, and I'll see you later.